I was volunteering in a local youth club and I felt like I'd gotten to a point where I was able to offer more experience and more skills, and I saw the ad on Active Link and thought it would be an ideal opportunity to try and pursue a career in the area. I've been working as an advocate now for nearly 2 years. My experience was in a local Garda youth diversion programme. They're linked in with Feroga, and I had to shadow one of the girls there and do my leadership level 1 training, and eventually led on to me becoming lead volunteer there and running my own youth cafe on a Thursday evening. I also was involved in volunteering on a Strengthening Families programme within my community, which was a really good opportunity. There's a lot of qualities that you need to be an advocate, and a lot of them you already have. They just become more apparent when you're doing the work. You need to be able to reflect on the job that you're doing. You need a lot of self-reflection as well. You need to be flexible, non-judgmental, understanding, and also resourceful, because sometimes if you have a plan in your head of what you want to do, an activity with the young person that day, and you get there and they've changed their mind, you have to be quick thinking on your feet and be able to plan something else. Also, with the flexibility, we're human and we set goals in our heads of what we think is best and what we'd like for the young person, but more often than not, it's the experience of working towards a goal rather than achieving the goal that's more important. I think you can have a huge impact on their lives. I've worked with a couple of cases where their lives have completely turned around, and it's really nice for the young people to have an adult who is positive and non-judgmental, and someone who's there just to listen, which is really important. A lot of young people feel like they're not listened to, so it's nice for them to have an adult who respects them and listens to what they have to say. I recently worked on a case where the young guy had Asperger's, and he used to sit in his room all day. He wouldn't even eat dinner with his family. He wouldn't come downstairs. And for the first, I'd say, month that I picked him up, he would have his hood up all the time. He'd get into the car then, and he eventually started taking his hood down, and I collected him recently and he had shorts and a t-shirt on, which is like a huge thing for him to do. He doesn't deal with crowded areas or big groups of people or busy places either. He's quite anxious. And we went for a game of pool, and the place was absolutely packed, but he noticed that there was a table in the corner that was free, and he asked me specifically if we could play on that table, whereas before he would have just said, no, I can't do this, I have to go. So he's learning problem solving abilities, so he's able to cope and he can live a better quality of life with his condition. So it's a really nice experience for him. I think the programme is absolutely amazing for various different reasons. One, and which is the most important I feel, is that it is an individual programme. It's individual to each young person, and you'll never get a programme that's worked for one young person that will work again for another young person. And it's about meeting their needs and the level that they're at, which is really good for them. So it brings them on in leaps and bounds, and I'd say it's really beneficial. I'd say do it. It's a wonderful opportunity to be welcomed into a family setting where they've been judged by other services. A lot of these families just need a little bit of guidance or a little bit of outside help where they don't feel like someone is telling them all the things that they've done wrong. We're really lucky that we get to come in positively and empower them to take back control of their life. A lot of time their control is taken away because of consequences of actions that have happened and things like that, and it's really nice to be in a position where you're able to empower a family to become strong again and work as a unit. And it's an honour to be in a position to be able to do something like that, to be welcomed into such a close-knit thing as a family. Have a cup of tea with the mum and dad, bring the young person out. There's been times where I've worked at cases where the family just don't talk at all anymore, and we've had movie nights and we've made homemade pizza and stuff like that, and it's stuff that sometimes we take for granted, and it's really is. It's a great honour to be able to come into people's lives like that and help them move forward.